season 2. And thank you for making us #1 worldwide with Ruckus Avenue from Hollywood to Bollywood and hopefully Dollywood. And guess what? We are honoured and delighted. We're starting off with a big bang. The two of the most talented actresses. Forget Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and All About Eve. Forget Rekha and Jaya Bachchan in...
Don't forget them.
Forget even Cher and Meryl Streep in the Oscar-winning Silkwood.
I told you he's excited.
Shefali, Shah and the Vidya Balan in Jalsa joining the Raj&Pablo show. Well, I've watched it. I am so excited. Can I just say thank you. Thank you.
I just want to say, ladies, do you want to take a breath after that incredible intro Raj just gave?
Oh my God, what an intro. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you so much. Very tall order, but thank you very, very much.
No, it's not. You guys are just... Do you know what it's about? I don't know. It's like a masterclass in action. I was just watching both of you. The way you... And it's without saying anything, the thought processes. Shefali, Shah, your walk changes in every character you do. Vidya Balan, you're like, the anger, the inner... It's amazing. Thank you.
So, you know, let's start with, firstly, Shefali, let's start with you. When you heard you were doing Jalsa with Vidya, I mean, were you kind of like, this is going to be incredible? Because I know everyone's kind of, like Raj has been so excited. Everyone was like, wow, these two great actresses are going to be on screen together. What did you think when you knew you were going to be working with Vidya?
I think I was doing somersaults. Yeah, I was, I've wanted to work with her. I've admired Vidya tremendously. I admire and respect her so much. And she's one of the finest we have. So it was like, and when you have an actor so incredible in front of you, it only makes me richer. It makes me better. And it was a very special film. And we had a director who's just hats off. So it was just a coming together of such amazing energy and forces, to say so, that I couldn't have asked for anything better.
And Vidya, what about you when you found out about Shefali?
Oh, okay. I can't do a somersault, so I didn't do somersaults, but I was excited as hell because I have, watched most of Shefali's work and absolutely loved her. And even reached out to her after watching her work, but I never imagined we'd be cast together, because how often do, they write stories for two strong female characters or even two strong male characters, so I was like, I didn't think, it hadn't even crossed my mind. So when Suresh actually told me, I was like, wow. But the reality of it hit me when the announcement came and everyone was like, oh my God, when is it releasing? And I was like, listen, this is the announcement. We have to still start shooting the film. Forget releasing it. So that excitement made me realize that this is, like that people are so excited to see us together. And that was, I think it added to my excitement.
But the other thing for me, we're actually watching it, right? Was the way both, because the third force in this film as well, Rohini, and the way both of you interacted with her. And that was like, it just, the depth of acting and the differences in performances, you really got into your characterizations there, both of you. I mean, was that hard to do? Because like having three people and two different stories, relationships going together in a triangle, it was...
No, because I think, there were independent equations. She had a different equation with Rohini, Hatangari, from the one I did. Here it was a mother-daughter relationship. There it was a very warm relationship until, of course, the end, when you see the employer, employee, or boss, and that play out in its truest sense. So I think it was very, very different, but it was, I think it's so beautifully written. Wow. These are, because there are, one is what you see and then one is what you get, and it's never the same. I think it's so beautifully layered.
But like for both of you, right? Because like there's layers and layers within this. Like there's the feminist angle, there's the mother-child, there's the new India, like the power relationships between like, you know, like wealth and poverty and what's going on. Just everything just seems to just come together. What was it like when Suresh approached you, Shefali? Like, you know, were you like, I mean, how did you, was it the narration that got you? Was the story? Was it Vidya? What was it about this film that you wanted to do?
So Suresh sent me a text, and I think I've seen Sulu and I loved it, just loved it. So he was obviously on my bucket list that I want to work with Suresh someday. And he gave me a one line, and then he sent me the script. And we weren't very close then, obviously. So he sent it to me late in the evening, and I wanted to text him at around 3 in the morning and say, okay, I'm on, but it seemed a little inappropriate at that point of time. Now he knows that I stay up all night, so it's okay. But I messaged him in the morning, and it was really a no-brainer, Raj. You know, it really was a no-brainer. I didn't blink my eyes before I said yes, because it was just so many threads weaved together, and they were frayed. They weren't perfect, and they weren't plastic. And it was so real and human and raw. And I'd seen Sulu, but when I started interacting with Suresh, I realized the amount of depth he has as a person and his insight towards the human nature, towards the human mind and heart. And so when I read it, and it was a working draft then, I said yes immediately. I just had to be a part of it. It was really as simple as that. So when somebody asked me, what were the thoughts? What were you thinking when you said yes, when you read the script? And I keep saying this, I wasn't thinking, I just felt.
I was going to say, well, Vidya, do you think, you know, just going on with talking about the script and the actual characterization, do you think that we all love the big screen, we love the cinema, but do you think OTT has given more empowerment for roles, strong roles, for women-orientated movies?
Not just for women-centric films. I think it's definitely opened up the canvas for a more varied portrayal of, you know, human beings. It's just and different kinds of stories. I think there is because there is no pressure to have a larger than life hero, or for your central character to do something heroic. It can be a very real, relatable character, someone who just affects you, you know, whose story affects you. So I definitely think that, and then for, I think in terms of women roles, it's definitely done a lot. You know, you're seeing so many shades of women. You're seeing so many women of all ages taking center stage. And I think it's just the best time to be a female actor.
Do you know about, like, how does Suresh actually work? I mean, is he very script orientated, where you have to be one perfect, or are you allowed to develop your characterizations?
Or did he bring you guys together and say, I want you to do this and act out the scene with you?
No, not at all. Firstly, I have to say that Suresh's script was so well written, right, that you didn't have to do much outside of just depending on it. And then there's Suresh himself. I think his understanding of firstly his observation and his understanding of human behavior is probably unparalleled. It's just so fascinating to see someone observe human behavior in the most, and to be able to translate it on paper and celluloid in the way that he does. He's not a stickler, he's not a control freak of any sort, but I think I spent a lot of time with him understanding or decoding Maya, and also her world and the world of the story and all of that, because I like doing that. But he's not, So there were things that, for example, suggestions that I made, or I'm sure Shefali made, that he's always open to it. He may or may not use it, but he's always open to it. So in that sense, he is collaborative, and he gives his actors a lot of space. He really, I'd say he indulges his actors. He loves his actors. So it's a very symbiotic relationship.
And, you know, like Shefali, for you, you know, the Roxana character, I mean, it's so subtly done, because like you could have made it, it's so, in the sense, you know, the sympathy factor, you know, you could have overdone that, but it's she's such a strong woman despite her position. How did you manage to get that? Sorry, I'm raving. I'm so excited about the film.
So I remember having one of the first conversations that Suresh and me had was that it's very easy to go overboard with this.
Oh, yes.
Very, very easy. Also, you know, whether it's her blast in the garage, where she really loses her shit, or it's the pain. Yeah. These were the two most prominent emotions, the anger and the pain. But you repeat it and it won't impact. It won't hold impact. In fact, what is bottled up is far more terrifying than what you see. You know, before the explosion, that ticking of that bomb is far more terrifying. So it was a very conscious, I mean, it was thought of. But look, it's very easy to go into the melodramatics, and it's not possible to do that with Suresh or me, because we don't believe in that kind of cinema. But at the same time, it could have been very easy to tip over. Also thinking of it, does Roxana have that pedestal or the platform to actually say what she wants to say? She does not. You know, no matter how much she's raging inside and she wants to, like when her neighbor comes into the hospital, she is livid. But can she say anything about it? No, she can't. No. You know, so it's all of that. When she's sitting with the cops and they're negotiating, she has a lot to say to them. But it's also the way she's going to say it to them. Like, for example, I remember when the first time the cop comes into the hospital and he says, so what exactly happened? And there's a line where Roxana says, ye to aap batayenge. And I remember it was written like that. And I said, but what if she says it politely? So there is the undercurrent of, why are you asking me, dude? It's your job to tell me. But at the same time, do I have the position to offend you? No, I do not. You know, so things like that. And it's obviously a collaboration. And like Vidya said, it's a symbiotic relationship with Suresh. So I'm just glad that we could think a lot. I mean, when you come together, two like-minded people thinking like that, feeling like that, that character just evolves into something else altogether.
I mean, well, I know that, like you can see from Raj's excitement, people are talking about the excitement of seeing both you and Vidya together, and we're being told that we've got to wrap up soon.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have to tell you, on IMDb, it's been rated 6.8, and you have to read the reviews that ordinary people are putting up. It's brilliant, especially in South Korea as well. People love you.
Wow.
Raj is a wealth of knowledge. And before I let you guys go, actually, Shefali, I have to say, Vipul's been very kind where we have made a film with him here in London. Vidya, Sid has been promising us for a very long time. We're still waiting for our phone to ring. Tell him to call us.
I will tell him.
Ruckus Avenue Radio.